It's April 21st, 2021 at 7:01 p.m. We're going to get started with the Sparks meeting. So the first thing is approval of the March minutes. So I motion to approve the minutes from the March 25th meeting.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thanks, Eric. And then Billy, it would be an abstention, right?
Yeah, I got him as sustained.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first thing on the agenda is to discuss the park cleanup. So I don't know if everybody saw Janet's email about the locations. So I think it might be easier to coordinate if we focus on the downtown locations. Because I think most of them were downtown, like walking distance of the Fountain Park. And then, how about with Burkett Park?
Well, it's in that area that not everybody sees, but there's trash there for sure. But I mean, it's not visible unless you walk into that area. So the park looks fine.
How much trash for enough volunteers to come? Because we're giving it a 9 to.
Joe and I did not see a ton of trash. I mean, even the locations that we sent you, I would say it was minimal. I mean, around the dumpsters in the parking lot were kind of messy. There was a little bit between like the train station and going up to 32, where the little train is, back along the wood line. You know what I'm talking about? So there's some there. At South Branch, it was mostly like behind the Apple Butter building in the wooded area, kind of all the way down to the skate park. But honestly, we did not see like, oh my gosh, we need to clean here. We didn't see anything like that.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
Send a couple, 2 or 3 people at each location, and you'll probably be good.
Okay. Have you gotten any emails about it, Chris? You're getting a lot of.
I have three high schoolers that are interested. And I'll reach out to them and let them know to just meet at the fountain at 9 o'clock on Saturday, and then we'll disperse from there. But that was all I've received.
Okay. Yeah, it seemed like there's pretty good interest on Facebook.
Agreed.
I did get a message from somebody asking. Yeah. I don't even remember. And I think he asked if it was rain or shine. And so I let him know that we have a rain date next Saturday if it does rain, because it does look like there's some rain in the forecast. But it looks like it's supposed to be in the afternoon. So I think we'll be good.
Do you guys have trash bags from before, or did you need trash bags?
We saw trash bags.
We have,
Okay,
we've got enough trash bags.
Okay,
and
good.
are the gloves in the waste station?
I think I saw them in the River Shack in the wheelbarrow when I dropped off signs. I feel like I saw them.
Okay.
The other thing I was going to say, if you think you're going to focus on the downtown area, maybe you can leave the trash bags by one of the dumpsters, and I can let Derek know that's where they're going to be if he says the excess pile of bags.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe what would be the most convenient, the back lot maybe, or if you're up at Sandusky and the townhouse parking lot, there's a dumpster in the townhouse parking lot too. You could leave some there if you're in that area. I know, that's the other place around the Sandusky building. There's quite a bit of trash, like on the back side.
Okay.
So if somebody focused on that area and the townhouse parking lot,
Which
the bags
I'm sorry, which
dumpster there.
Which building's the Sandusky building?
That's the building that's the parking lot adjacent to it. It's right behind Beck's, that long white building. The town owns that building too.
I didn't know what it was called.
That's just, it's shop talk, right, Carrie? Sorry.
Alex, when you post this on Facebook, can you tell them the window is from 9 to 12, but we probably won't need the 3 hours because seniors are emailing me because they're desperate for hours. And if they're banking on getting 3 and don't get 3, it could be very disappointing for them.
Okay.
So you can say we clean until we're done. And I want to think the last part cleanup, Nick, what did we do? Like an hour and a half at max?
Yeah, we just went up and down the linear trail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if they want to pick up trash for 8 hours, and just kind of on their own, then
It has to earn service hours, Brian, it has to be through an affiliation where there's a signature and a phone number and a contact person.
okay.
So when we're finished and we sign off on their papers, I don't want them to come hoping, oh, I have 3 hours. No, I only need 3 more for graduation or something like that. I don't want them to come disheartened. That's all. Because I can hear the panic in the
understand
emails. I can.
Okay. So who's going to be at the cleanup on Saturday? Okay.
I have softball and the food pantry that we do, so I won't be there on Saturday.
Okay.
Eric, where is your food pantry, and do you need volunteers, or does your church take care of that?
We do it we partner with St. Paul's, and we do it there. On those Saturdays, we're normally pretty good, but we bag everything up on Fridays, and we can always use help for that. So if there's any seniors that need stuff, we could definitely use them.
How can they get in touch with you?
You can just give my email, and then I can coordinate with them.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right, how do we get into your softball league?
You have to be a 6-year-old girl.
Great comeback.
Did play
Then you're in.
on my sister's softball team for 1 game. So, but I think I'm past the years where I could pass for a girl.
All right. So I think we're good on the park cleanup. Does anyone else have any concerns about it?
We're all meeting at the Fountain Park.
Yeah.
Let's meet up.
At 9 a.m.
I think
Yes.
One of us should check on the number of gloves. We've got plenty of garbage bags left over from the last cleanup, but I don't know how many gloves.
Well, in the
Okay,
marketing I've done, I've asked people to bring gloves.
I can run down to the River Shack tomorrow and take a head count and email everybody on the hand count of the gloves.
Thanks, Chris.
Sure.
Okay. So then moving on to music in the park. What about you, Nick?
I have some emails to share with you. I have some not so great news. So I spent the past, contacting some bands and some food trucks. Let's start with bands. So for the bands, I contacted 3 bands. I contacted the one that played for us last year, the one that brought in the bigger crowd. What do they call it? Here Till Sunday. The ones that played old 80s and 90s rock music. I really loved them. They said yes. They said they're interested in it. I told them I'll get back to them after tonight's meeting to give them specific details as to like a specific time slot and stuff like that. So if we could talk about that, that'd be great. I contacted Joey D. Cares. Joey D. Cares said that they're flattered to hear from us. They said October 2nd is right in the middle of marching band season, so they're expecting a dramatic loss in adult and student musicians. they said they would only be able, they would know if they could commit by August. And I think that's a little too late
A little late.
because we're doing it all at once. And if we have a gap in our set list, that would be for a music festival that only has 3 different bands. So I
Well,
think,
you probably want to promote it all summer too.
yeah, I think we have to say no to them, unfortunately, even though they bring in our biggest crowds. And then I replied to another band. They're based out of Westminster. They emailed me first saying that they're looking to book. So I emailed them and they haven't gotten back to me yet. But hopefully they'll join us too, which means I have to find one band.
What about Cowboys on Main Street? Does her sister still have the band? Because I felt like they brought a pretty big crowd.
What band is that?
Help, somebody help me. What is the name of that band? Billy, you remember the name of that band? Soul something?
Oh, Soulfly, the duo?
Is that what it is, Billy?
It's the name's escaping me. I'm sorry, Chris.
It was a husband and wife, right?
Think so.
Yeah, I remember them. I saw them a couple times when I first moved here. I haven't seen them since though. I
Right.
was trying to get bigger app
Okay.
rather than like small duos or solo people.
That makes sense.
But if we get desperate, we can look into those too.
How about your band?
My band hasn't practiced in a year or more, but maybe, possibly. I have actually, I'll get back to you on that. I don't know my band specifically, but I do know some people from the town that are looking for gigs. And then there was food trucks. This is where things got interesting. So I
On the band front, the Stacy or I can't remember her name from downtown Sykesville Connection might know some bands because I know they have live music at that Evo.
And they did the Battle of the Bands. I was thinking about contacting her for some band contact info. They did Battle of the Bands last year and I had like 6 or 7
Well, what
bands.
if you put something on your Facebook page that said in search of, you
Yeah.
know,
I mean, I'm playing Mean Kazoo.
Well, that's a last resort.
Nick, do you want me to contact the Vine? Because I'm sure she would have some contacts because they have live music at the Vine, don't they?
Yep.
You want me to reach out to her and help you out with this?
Sure. That'd be
Okay.
great. That'd be good.
I don't know if it's her or the Tap show, but
It's
who actually books the band.
it's
It's her.
Friday.
right.
She submits the permit, so I would check with Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. We've played for her once or twice too.
Did we ever determine like how much we're gonna pay the bands?
So right now I had it set at 150.
And so Joe also said we could do a budget amendment. You just needed to come up with what you think your costs are going to be, and we can work within the budget for that.
Right, but I'm also thinking about stage costs, which I haven't gotten a quote for yet, and that's probably going to be a larger amount of money.
So probably better sooner versus later if you could try and kind of get some costs together, and then we can work with the budget.
Okay.
And if you're finding that you're not able to find bands in your price range, don't give up on it. Talk to Joe and I, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
How long do the bands get to play for $150, Nick? So I can give as much information to Righty as I can.
The way I had it planned, I did some math, and so if we're playing from 12 to 7, I had it so 3 bands playing 2 45-minute sets, which is less than what they would get in the previous year, less time.
Oh,
2
yeah.
45-minute sets each with a 10 to 15-minute break in between, and then at a maximum 45 minutes for a tear down and setup for them, so in between.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll be less than that, but that's like the maximum amount of time. And that works out to just under 7 hours. So I think that's a safe
Okay.
number.
Three-
for everything.
3 bands?
3
So
bands,
3, okay.
90 minutes total each. Or rather, 105 minutes if you include the.
We were looking at renting stage equipment,
Yes.
or were we gonna purchase that?
Not equipment, just the stage.
All right, and then it should be, is it like modular, what you're looking at, and then we could.
Yeah, you
store it
pay
in,
by-
Shack.
I think they're like 4 by 4 foot square panels, and you build the stage that way, and it costs.
Okay. I
have
think if we clear a bunch of the,
We wouldn't be storing
John.
it. We wouldn't buy it.
The thing did
oh, you said we're buying the stage,
No, you're talking.
right?
No, that was to rent it, right? Because you got the.
yeah, to rent the stage. Did I talk about the stage a couple meetings ago?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was like she said estimate would be like just under $500 for the size stage, but there's additional costs,
Oh, yeah, and.
time of year, weekends, weekdays, whether they pick it up the day of.
Yeah, okay, I remember all that now.
So there's a lot of factors that went into the price of it. So that's bands. That's the current status of the bands and the times that I had scheduled. And then the food trucks. I didn't know how many food trucks we thought would be a good idea. I contacted 3 of them, all like a different variety of food. So I contacted. Is it Good Eats or what? Who is the guy around here?
All good.
It's all
It's all
good.
good. It's all good. Well, I'll save that one for last because that's like that's the bad one. So I contacted the Fire Brick Oven Pizza thing, Brick Oven Pizza, the one that does the farmers market. I think they're gonna say no. They're into catering now, I guess, rather than vending or whatever they call it. I contacted a dessert truck. They did, it was either donuts or cupcakes.
Oh, yum.
Gotten back to me yet. And so the Good Eats, he said, no, what's it called? It's all good.
It's all good.
They would love,
This is the Alton Brown show.
yeah, right. He said they would love to participate in the event. However, we have already booked for that date. In fact, you may be interested to know that 1623 Brewing is planning a music festival on the same day.
Oh, no.
Bad news. So we
Of
are.
course. Of course they are.
Oh, no, Nick.
They have alcohol, and we
Don't. Which is a good thing for us.
they're gonna get all the food trucks.
So do we want to think about changing the weekend?
I mean, I feel like we spent so much time narrowing down a date last time, right? Because it was one thing or another, and there was like town events, and there
Yeah, it was hard too that time.
it was hard.
I remember
And
For
too.
some reason.
we still have October 16th for a rain date, but it's getting late in the year, and
And if it rains on that day, what do we do?
yeah, and then like 7 o'clock in mid-October, you don't know what the
Yeah.
going to be like. It could be a little chilly, and playing music when it's cold outside stinks, and hanging out.
Well, I think we just need to try and put on a better music festival.
I'm wondering if maybe we should pivot a little and like I mean I know Joey DeCares, like you said that we probably can't say yes to them, but if we could focus it more for kids and then it would be different.
Yeah,
1623's event.
that's the thing. So we were planning on having like activities, right? Was that ever mentioned?
That was going to be my question. What happens when the bands are breaking down and setting up and we have a 45-minute lull? What were we
I
going
think it would
to
be
do?
good to have some small activities for like the younger
Agreed.
members to do. But I don't know how to create a like a. I don't know what I'm trying to say. How to combine it all together into one event that makes sense. Yes. Because like the bands are geared towards people my age and older, and there's stuff for.
It's going to be harder to compete if 1623 is also doing it.
Agreed.
Because the people my age and older are going to want to go to the place with
alcohol, yeah.
what's left are the families with the young kids, and Joey D. Cares would be a perfect fit because it's young kids performing and other kids would love to see that. And now, I don't know what to do.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I have to jump off, but let me know anything else I missed. But good to see all of you.
Hey, thanks,
You
Eric.
too, Eric.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Yeah. So if we could bring, like I was thinking of, I know the town has like a bouncy slide thing, right? That we used to
What?
at the farmers market, bouncy, or is that owned by the downtown Sykesville connection?
Yes, it's owned by the DSC.
Okay.
But I mean, I think that's a partnership you can certainly ask about,
Right. So if we could fill the park with like fun and colorful things and
Focus on family friendly.
focus on that kind of thing, I think that would be good. Yeah. Thoughts?
You know, we've done that in the past with a company called, think about it. Funflix was a movie. It was called a Ton of Fun, and they have all the inflatables that you can rent out, but spend some bucks on it.
Yeah.
And then you got to keep in mind, if you have a band with inflatables, you have generators running, blowers running.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to think, like I could set up the movie screen stuff, but where the band sets up, it would kind of just be in the way. So I don't know.
Billy, I think that's a good idea, but we would have to turn the blowers off when the band played. And then when the band was over, we could turn the blowers back on to get it ready for the kids to jump. I don't really know how long they take to blow up, but that's just, what is our actual budget for this whole day event, Jenna?
Yeah, that would help.
Well, there hasn't been one established. It's just whatever that dollar amount was for we haven't made any changes from your regular concerts in the park.
Okay.
So whatever that amount is what we have currently. But again, we need to put together what it is you think you want to do. I mean, don't think it's not in your budget, because we're going to be doing an amendment to the budget for it. So
We need to
think
come up
outside the
with
box, and even if we have to cut it a little bit, then we cut it. But I would come in bigger, and then we'll see what we can do.
Let's say so between the bands and the stage, at the very least, it's going to be $450 for the bands, about $500 for the stage. So that's at least $1,000.
That's probably doubling what we normally do, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to see. I forgot to get a copy of the budget, but it has to
It's
change.
typically 600, right? Because it would be 4 bands and 150 each.
3 bands.
I thought we typically do 4.
Or we used to.
A couple of years ago we did, and then I think we took one weekend out of it, and that's when we started paying the bands more, because we split up the final paycheck.
I have $500 was what we budgeted in the past for music in the park.
Now with
we had to cut it down because the 4th of July sometimes was a Friday or Saturday, and we just got rid of that week.
Oh, that's right.
Now, with the food trucks, are we just inviting them to participate, or are they gonna like kind of?
That was another thing that was really confusing because all of the food trucks' websites seem to have like different business models, I guess. So some of them mentioned payments and some of them didn't. So I think it might be different for each one.
I think some of them charge, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think some of them pay. Like,
Well,
No.
so it's all good, I think.
Kickback, essentially.
Yeah, it's all good. Didn't charge us anything. So that's how he operates. But I think the like the pizza one that I talked to,
We shouldn't be paying the food trucks anything. If anything, they should be giving us a kickback.
That's only if it's like a really big.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, either way, I'd rather work in the snack shack and all
And you have to.
than paying a food truck.
Nick, do we need any other equipment other than the stage?
A microphone or a megaphone for us, just so we can.
We have a megaphone. I got
It's a,
it's in the snack shack. I'm pretty
so we
sure
can
it's a megaphone
talk to the audience
shack.
between bands or something like that. And say like, "Hey, go check out our food trucks," or coming up
Yeah,
next.
our rich
Blah, 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 blah.
that
Nick, are the
original gear
lights-
that we had. That's
Go ahead, Billy,
I
sorry.
was going to say that original gear we bought for the movies. We have 4 wireless mics
Oh, good. Yeah,
that can hook up with the amp.
I've never seen the wireless mics. I've seen the other equipment though.
Yeah, they'll be packed away in that one bin that, it's kind of the spare bin, but you
Yeah,
should
yeah.
find that in the snack shack.
What were you gonna say, Chris?
Are the lights from the gazebo going to be enough in October at 7:00 at night?
Huh.
Are we going to need lights so that we can see the band or so that they can see to clean up?
So if the stage is put out in front of the gazebo, I think the floodlights would be decent enough.
When is sunset?
We could dress it up with some Christmas lights or those.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be classy. That would look nice. I like that.
I think it'll be fine.
Okay, I was just thinking.
Too dark, right? And
I feel like our October movie typically starts at about 7:30-ish. So it might be like as they're, as people are leaving, it's getting dark.
And when we click on the floodlights on top of the gazebo, that seems to be enough light for people to gather their things.
yeah.
And it's enough light for us to put all of our equipment away. So I've got to assume that it would be enough light for a band to get their stuff in the back of their vehicles or
Yeah.
Maybe the stage company has stage lights. Just the ones that will sit on the stage.
Yeah. I think that's something worthwhile checking into just to see what they say.
So anyway, I will try to find some more bands and contact a few more food trucks.
And I will contact the Vine and give her the information that you gave. Do you want me to reach out to Joey D. Cares and see if Mr. Dundor has other bands that he might know of that could possibly help us?
I guess it couldn't hurt.
Because he's the music teacher at Piney and both of my boys
Yeah.
had him. So I could reach out to him and see if he knows anything.
That's cool, dude.
Would you like me to do that or is that too much?
Sure. No, the more the better. More options.
Okay.
Would like to get
Yeah.
some.
I'll email him tonight.
Nick,
Okay,
you could just make it a requirement of your students, like to pass.
It counts as service hours.
That's the truth.
Worst case scenario, I can go get a kazoo.
That's not motivation enough to find some other bands.
Do we need to talk more about the theme and
Theme
we're gonna-
whole thing.
advertise this and everything?
I guess
Different
It's-
from 1623.
We've got a ton of signs, but I don't remember
No, I don't mean like, I
off the
just,
top of
I mean-
my head what those yard signs say.
oh
Like
yeah,
the concert in the park signs?
Yeah, I thought we did. I thought we had like
We
a
do.
ton of them.
yeah, but
Yeah,
they're
We
not
have
gonna.
like 30 of them or 40 of them.
They say concerts in the park at Cooper Park on Friday nights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one's gonna be on
So
Saturday.
It's very generic. I don't even think it says
we
Friday.
just
Billy, I don't
like-
even think it says Friday. I think it says
No,
tomorrow
I-
night because we put them out Thursday
It
night, right,
does.
Billy?
You're right.
Yeah,
Yep, you're right. They just say tonight, I think.
right.
I have access to a printer, like a sticker printer. I could, I don't know how big I can make the lettering, and I couldn't really make a ton of them, but
It's gonna take a lot of stickers to edit for those
yeah.
with updated information.
But we have so many signs, maybe it would be worthwhile to consider getting stickers printed since it's gonna be the event, or maybe we just need to consider new signs.
I'm
I don't know.
I'm mostly worried that there's not going to be enough to hold an audience there for a significant amount of time. Like, especially if what happens in previous years is a large part of the audience for bands are the people that the bands themselves reach out to. And then maybe the other half is just locals from around here. So if that happens this time, it's going to be like 20 or 30 people hanging out for an hour and a half, and then they're going to leave. And that doesn't seem like much of a festival, does it? So I don't know how to. I think we need enough activities or food trucks or is like the splash pad. I guess it's going to be too cold for the
It'll
splash.
be too
It'll be
cold.
closed by then.
Yeah, but something needs to keep people's attention, especially when bands are changing. And,
Well, do you want to consider having it sooner? Maybe
I was-
before the splash pad closes.
possibility?
I was looking at the calendar, trying to figure out why we couldn't do May. When does the splash pad open,
Oh,
Jenna?
that's, I won't, we won't see it before Memorial Day for sure.
Okay, okay.
It's probably gonna be June.
Okay.
I mean, in the past, going back to when we used to have events before the movies, and I know we're kind of getting back into that, a big draw was Scales and Tales was really big. It actually brought a lot of people in. And we would have things like cornhole, ladder ball, all kind of games and activities like that. Of course, face painting is probably not the thing to do these days, but you know, the Lego lady, I think it was
Mhm.
called. You know, those type of things, if you bring enough of them, might bring some audience in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything super fancy.
Billy, when you were saying that, do you remember when we had the movie and we brought in all the cars, all the old time cars from Home Depot, and the crowd that brought? I was thinking
Oh,
if
yeah.
we had a movie, either not a movie, a concert, either the first concert or the last concert, and we tagged up with Fairhaven, now Axe, and brought in some of those old time cars, I think the residents from Axe would come over because that was a really big movie. We had lots of people at that one, but that was at South Branch, right, Billy?
That was a what? I'm sorry.
That movie that we had the cars, wasn't that at South Branch?
It was a South Branch, and we did American Graffiti. Yeah, and we
That's
brought
it.
in maybe a dozen 50s cars and
Yep.
had hula hoops. We had
Yeah.
root beer floats for sale. It was
Yep.
all themed out for 50s and had a really good audience.
That was a really good turnout. Yep.
The problem is there's a lot more parking at South Branch. There's not a ton of parking.
Well, you have all the middle school parking. Parking's great for Cooper.
Oh, we can, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there a so when you start talking about adding all of these activities and different people and stuff, it sounds like it's becoming more than just a music festival. So could we brand it as, like, could we combine it with our other ideas of like volunteer appreciation and just turn it into like a Parks and Recreation festival?
Ooh.
Like, where we
Well, if you're trying to, yeah, I'm thinking you want to, if you're competing with the 1623, as you say, that's going to be difficult. So you want to bring in a different audience. Maybe it's a younger crowd, or maybe it's an older crowd. Maybe you do a 50s type, 50s music, oldies, maybe 50s, 60s, and that's the theme.
yeah. Oh,
Entirely different audience.
that's an interesting idea. I was trying to get a I don't know.
Or we do families at noon, and then as the day progresses, it changes.
Yeah.
So
something
that
like
we can compete with both and service both.
You have to strategically
Yeah.
plan which events happen when in coordination with what bands play. What
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll have to be honest, I absolutely love when we have kids stuff, but I also love having things for kind of the older
Yeah.
crowd rather than it all just being like when we do the movies. I loved when we had our double feature, and then the second one was Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents.
Okay.
All right, what's next?
Well, so we need to.
It's not that
We got
easy.
time to
but it's a
action
good
items.
thought.
So that we keep this moving.
Sorry,
Okay,
10
so-
meetings a day is like just.
Janet, do we know the time of the splash pad? Because if we went with June 19th, but Nick, that gives you no time. But if we go with June
Yeah.
19th,
We really
No.
don't have like a hard date at this point.
Okay,
There's a lot of variables going on, but our hope is that it's open by June. What the date is, I don't know.
okay. And Nick, I know you wanted in the fall because it's cooler and more comfortable and gives us more time to plan, but I was trying to get away from 1623. So,
Yeah. Anything.
but
that
I'll
takes
just,
a
I'll
little
just,
fun.
I know, I feel like September would have been ideal, but I feel like for some reason, like every weekend is September. I think it's because like 2 weekends were dedicated to the cleanup because it's a cleanup and the backup. So maybe.
So- it's the movie on the 11th and it's the cleanup on the 25th. So the 18th is available, but then that's 3 weekends that you're
I
asking
think that's
for.
what you guys steered away from.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because that's 3 weekends with not a lot of volunteers to give up
Right.
3 weekends in September.
Mhm.
Is the 25th our backup if it rains tomorrow? Or if
It's
it
the
rains
following
on,
Saturday.
if it rains on Saturday for cleanup, is the 25th of September our backup?
No, it's the
No.
following Saturday.
We
So
have
then
2
what's-
cleanups this year.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Darn.
I'm wondering if we could swap. We've already done the calendar and everything. I was gonna suggest swapping the last cleanup with.
That's what I was going to say, and I thought, I think that's already on the calendar.
Yeah.
Nick, what's your final say? 'Cause
Um,
this you're in charge of this.
oh, geez. There's a lot of. I think we should. Seeing as how I already told the bands what date it is, changing the date would be, or I guess finding a new date would be difficult.
Because the 16th is open, but that's, our last movie is the 9th. So it's, it's either the 2nd and the 9th that were involved, or it's the 9th and the 16th.
Second, wait, say those again? Second and the.
So you were thinking the music festival on Saturday, October the 2nd. And then
the second, yeah.
And then we have our last final movie on October the 9th. So if we moved your music festival to the 16th, it's still 2 Saturdays in October for us as volunteers, but it's another Saturday. We're not competing with 1623.
Right.
I don't know if that makes it easier for you, harder for you, because you've already contacted these bands with those dates. And do we just move forward and use Billy's idea for older crowd and something for the younger crowd, just so we can get everybody? I think I'm just going to mute because I think I'm complicating things.
No. I don't know. How big of a deal? I don't know. How big of a deal do you guys think 1623 is? Is that
a part of me thinks that the people that would go to that probably wouldn't be going to this anyway, because they're the kind of people that would want a drink when they go see music. And so
Agreed.
even if it's not that event, like I'm sure there's plenty of events any given day where you can do that.
right? Also, I don't even know the details of the 1623 thing. I didn't bother to look. I guess that would be a good idea to look.
I don't know.
So,
We're advertising for them.
I don't know if that means, how many bands they're going to have or how long it's going to go for or what time it's going to start and blah, 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 blah. I guess my biggest concern is not 1623. It's just keeping it for our very long event. Keeping a consistent flow of people in the park, so that fans don't get bored and food trucks don't get angry and whoever's there to entertain isn't there for no reason, I guess.
Yeah, I would probably say no more than 1 or 2 food trucks, because they're not going to be able to make the amount of money they need to keep the lights on
Right.
if we've got like 5 food trucks there.
Yeah. I was thinking no more than 3. 2 sounds good though. Like a meal and dessert or something like that.
So I mean, we can continue to talk about this at this meeting, but I think a good action item for all of us is to everybody think of a few filler activities for that day, and other ways to keep the audience engaged throughout the whole event.
Could you put ideas out there to, the Facebook folks, others out there might have some ideas?
Yeah, we can do that. But wait, what about the date? Sure, are we keeping October 2nd? Let's keep October 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah, let's keep the date. Well,
And I said-
your call, Nick.
Yeah.
You're doing all the work, so it's your call.
I told the one band that accepted our invitation already that I would get back to them on a time, like a specific time. I think I like that band a lot, so I think they should play when we have the maximum amount of crowd. So maybe in the middle.
Here till Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were good.
Were you there for them? Yeah, they were fun. Or maybe
That might have been the one that my parents showed up. No problem.
possibly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, when I was in the hospital?
No, I think you were home.
Or- Okay.
Billy, were they your cornholes that you brought, or do we own them?
But no, I've got a cornhole game.
But is that what you brought to the movies when we did that? Do you remember?
I don't think so. I don't think I had it back then.
So where did we get
But I
them
can,
from?
I can definitely bring mine.
Okay.
But you probably want more than just one set, right?
I've got a WVU branded set, if that's acceptable. I don't know what the rules are.
We can advertise WVU.
Yeah.
But in the town, I thought we had. Didn't we purchase some stuff? I don't know what it was. Been a while.
I
It's
don't think
probably
we
down
have
in the
any in the
basement.
basement. I don't know where else they'd be.
No.
I don't recall seeing
Mm.
any.
I couldn't
And
remember.
It was a while then. We actually just rented the stuff out for, we didn't charge anything. People signed the stuff out. We gave them their $20 back when they brought the equipment back. But I forget what we
Oh, yeah.
we purchased. It's been years.
You're so right.
We have a set of horseshoes that we give out at pavilion rentals.
Oh,
No cornhole, Carrie?
Mm-mm.
No, I don't remember seeing one in the basement.
No.
Okay.
it could be buried somewhere in the scale house or the river shack.
Well, it's one of those things that I think, we could roll these things out at all the movies and concerts. We should probably just look into buying a couple sets. We have the budget for it.
I agree.
Yeah. Why don't we add that to the agenda for the next meeting? If that's okay with you, Coach.
What did you want to add as an agenda item? I missed that.
I'm talking, looking into some cornhole
Purchases?
sets for events. Or do we want to try and do it sooner than the next meeting?
No, I think we can wait till the next meeting.
yeah, we won't need them before then.
And Amazon Prime delivers the next day. So if we come up with something, we'll have it by June's movie. I think we're good.
Oh, we could have them just deliver it right to the snack shack.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me, Chris, do you still have the snack shack key?
Never had it.
Okay.
Nick had it.
I have it.
Okay.
All right.
Just
I
I
realized
got
know
it.
somebody
He gave it to Nick.
I forgot to return it when I gave back the costumes.
Yeah. I got it and then gave it to Nick because I was quarantined.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I wasn't totally wrong.
How was the Easter event with Sparky or the rabbit?
It was good. We had we had a line from a socially distanced line from the gazebo up to the snack shack.
Mhm.
It was like
It was a good turnout considering how cold it
100
was.
kids, I guess. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
We had did you guys see my email? We had 30 people that completed it. Then I put together a whole list of a bunch of the comments. I had a lot of nice comments. People really, really enjoyed it.
I think that's wonderful.
When I came back to the townhouse afterwards, I told Joe, I said, I don't know, people didn't seem that excited. When I was handing out the paper, I'm like, I don't know if anyone's going to do it. So I was so excited when Carrie kept forwarding me more and more emails, like 4 people are doing it. So it was pretty, and they all got it right. One person was a wild guess. Nowhere near our letter, she just guessed, but everybody else got it.
Wonderful.
I think she guessed friendship.
Yeah.
No, friendship was the word.
For springtime.
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 Springtime was her guess. Yeah.
We'll do springtime next year.
No, we can't. I told everybody.
Yeah, we made those eggs in 4 days. It was
They're really cute.
Okay, so is there anything else we want to discuss with the concerts at this meeting?
Not tonight. No.
Okay.
I think that covers it.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
So then the next one is the pre-movie events. So this was, we were going to try to coordinate with Piney Run and the karate demonstration. Chris, did you reach out to Piney Run? Okay.
Yes, I did. And she just needed to know what time she needed to be there, what kinds of things we really wanted her to bring. And then she needed to, the biggest thing is though, she needs to check with people up above her if she's allowed to leave and come to events because of COVID.
Okay.
She needs to check what the rules are for the nature center at Piney Run. And she said she was going to get back to me on that. And I have not heard from her yet. So I'll reach out again and find out if she found out that she is able to come and what that will mean. And this was for the June movie, right?
Yes. Yeah, we're going to show the Princess Frog.
Right.
Yeah. So for activities, we're thinking like frog or amphibian themed.
Yeah, and I asked her if she could bring a frog. I don't know what that requires. But then I said, could you bring the turtles as well? Because I can't remember what movie, but she brought turtles and she brought turtle shells. And the kids were really, really excited to be able to touch all those things and watch the turtles crawl around in the grass at Cooper. So she said once she got approval, she would let me know. So I'll email her tonight and be prepared to discuss that at the next meeting.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
Sure.
Yep, frogs tend to escape. Well, or jump away if you hold them in your hand. Turtles are much easier to contain.
So for the karate demonstration, this is for the Karate Kids showing in September. And we were going to invite TriStar Martial Arts Academy. And I didn't see a name attached to it in the action items, and I don't remember.
I think that was me too, and I completely dropped the ball on that.
That's
so
okay.
sorry. I'm so sorry. That was me, and I can reach out to the dojo that I know and get back to you. Oh, I forgot that. Sorry.
It's okay. That movie's not till September, so you have a little bit more time with that one.
Ooh.
It's next week.
Okay, cool. So I think we're pretty much good with movies then. I still have to follow up with Carroll County Health Department about the snack shack permit because I sent our COVID plans or whatever, how to be safe, COVID times. And I sent her what we did last year, but then she wanted me to add a few more things to it and clarify some things. But I haven't.
I'm curious what did we not do that they require?
I think there was, it might have just been my write-up because I think it was like, she asked me to like specifically say that we're going to mandate people wear masks. Oh, one thing was how she wanted to know how we were going to like enforce people to wear masks. And I'm like, ask them to, like, I don't, like we can only do so much.
Exactly.
The megaphone and just yell.
I felt like everyone was respectful, and if they forgot their mask, they either went back and got it or they pulled their shirts up. I mean, I felt like people were very respectful.
Right. We had the signs
and
everything. And
I mean, something additional we can do is now masks are becoming a lot more available. We could get some of the cheap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that. We should probably get a box of masks for events just in case somebody doesn't have one, and then disposable ones that we can give to them. Right. So then
for the movies, another thing we need to, well, I guess I need to figure out how to set up the new movie screen.
I was actually going to ask that if you'd had a chance to test it yet.
No,
get on it.
I tried to test it or tried to set it up. There was a lot more zippers than I was anticipating. So yeah, I'll be sure to get out there and figure out the best way to set it up.
Well, give me a call when you want to do it. I can give you a hand if you want.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, because I think me, and Eric tried to set up a day for it, and then the day just passed, and
Yep. Yeah, just give me a shout. We can do that.
all right, will do. Thanks, Billy.
Okay. And then, so the last thing on the agenda is town updates, but Nick, did you have any other emails or was it? all
Yeah,
the-
I think I had one or two. Some of them might have been. Somebody emailed.
How did he get down here?
Somebody emailed in March about volunteering, and I told them to check the Facebook page, and they just got back to me yesterday saying they didn't see anything on the Facebook page, but I assume that was their mistake. But then I also got an email. Right, the Facebook page is up. Is it updated with all the info about the cleanup?
Yeah, it has the information about the cleanup. Maybe they're
Okay,
looking for
yeah.
something more specifically that calls out volunteers.
And the important one was this one. It says, the linear trail is very busy this time of year, but unfortunately it is impossible to maintain 6 feet of social distancing with traffic going on in both directions. Most visitors don't wear masks. For those who might be high risk and would like to enjoy the trail, this makes it nearly impossible to do it safely. Would it be possible to post a notice at the entrances and possibly along the trail asking visitors to be courteous and recognize a mask mandate?
You can just forward me that email. We'll address that from the townhouse.
That's, and then other than that, I think that was it. Yeah, that's it.
Do you get a lot of emails or
Hmm?
do you get a lot of emails and it's just like easy answers or is it?
I get a lot of emails for service hours, which I forward to Chris.
Okay.
Right,
And then the other emails I get are
junk.
unrelated to things that we do.
Okay.
Tell them to email somebody else.
And Nick, anything that's maintenance related or like that one you just read, you can just forward it to me. You don't have to wait till a meet, just forward it.
Okay, well that one was, I think that was yesterday.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And Nick, every email you forward to me, I reply right away with all the information that I know. And then sometimes they reply back and say that they will attend, and other times they do nothing. So there isn't much more that we can do. I mean, they reach out to you, I give them the information, and whether they show up or don't show up, we have no control over that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the amount of emails, I would think we had a lot of volunteers on Saturday. Because I feel like
I got 3, and the one volunteer replied and said that she would absolutely be there. The other 2 didn't say yes or no.
Okay.
So
That's it.
Any town updates?
Nope, I don't have anything.
Okay. And you said somebody asked about the splash pad on Facebook. So you said you're thinking June-ish.
Ish.
Ish. Okay.
What about
Summer. I can say summer.
the linear trail equipment?
That was a grant that was submitted. I mean, we haven't heard back on it yet.
Okay. Sounds good. Sweet and short.
All right. Unless anybody has anything else to add. Okay. I motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second.
All those in favor?
Third.
I
All right.
All right, awesome.